A dramatic scene unfolded at Europe's southern frontier as thousands of migrants surged toward the Spanish enclave of Ceuta, crossing from neighboring Morocco in one of the largest mass border crossings the region has witnessed in years. Images of people swimming around border barriers, climbing fences, and rushing towards Spanish territory quickly spread across social media and international news outlets, reigniting debate over immigration, border security, and humanitarian responsibility. Ceuta is unlike any other border in Europe. Although located on the northern coast of Africa, it is part of Spain and therefore part of the European Union. That makes it one of only two land borders between Africa and the European Union, alongside the nearby Spanish enclave of Melilla. For years, these territories have served as gateways for migrants hoping to begin a new life in Europe. According to Spanish officials, thousands of migrants attempted to enter Ceuta in a short period, overwhelming local authorities. Many entered by swimming around coastal barriers, while others crossed through the Tarajal border area or attempted to scale security fencing. Emergency responders, Spain's Civil Guard, and maritime rescue teams were immediately deployed to respond to the rapidly developing situation. Videos from the scene showed large groups of people entering the water despite dangerous currents. Rescue personnel worked tirelessly to pull exhausted swimmers to safety, while patrol boats monitored the coastline. Authorities stressed that these crossings can quickly become deadly because of unpredictable tides, cold water, and heavy maritime traffic. Ceuta's reception facilities quickly reached capacity as hundreds after hundreds of arrivals required food, shelter, medical evaluations, and registration. Local officials described the situation as an emergency and appealed to Spain's central government for additional personnel and resources. The president of Ceuta warned that the city simply does not have the infrastructure to absorb such a large number of arrivals in such a short period of time. With a population of only around 85,000 people, even several hundred migrants can strain public services. Thousands arriving within hours create an enormous logistical challenge. Spanish authorities coordinated with humanitarian organizations to provide emergency assistance, including temporary shelter, medical care, drinking water, clothing, and food. Medical teams treated individuals suffering from exhaustion, dehydration, and minor injuries after the dangerous journey. Many of those arriving were believed to be Moroccan nationals, while others reportedly came from different countries across North Africa and sub-Saharan Africa. After traveling through Morocco in hopes of reaching Europe, the crossing immediately sparked renewed political debate across Spain and the European Union. Supporters of stronger border controls argued that the incident demonstrates vulnerabilities in Europe's external borders and the need for additional security measures. Others emphasized the humanitarian realities that drive people to undertake such dangerous journeys in search of safety, opportunity, or economic stability. Migration remains one of Europe's most politically sensitive issues. Countries throughout the European Union continue to debate how responsibility should be shared for asylum seekers and irregular migrants arriving at the bloc's external borders. This is not the first time Ceuta has found itself at the center of international attention.
Adventure starts with the right gear, and it all starts at shackshop.us. From stylish women's swimsuits and premium camping tents to paddleboards, underwater drones, and dependable dinghies, we have everything you need for your next outdoor adventure. Whether you're exploring the water or relaxing on shore, gear up with quality products at unbeatable prices. Visit shackshop.us today and make every adventure.
In May 2021, approximately 8,000 migrants entered Ceuta over just a few days during a diplomatic dispute between Spain and Morocco. That event became one of the largest irregular border crossings in Spain's modern history and prompted Spain to deploy military forces to assist border authorities. The latest crossing inevitably drew comparisons to that earlier crisis. While the circumstances surrounding this week's events differ, both incidents illustrate how quickly migration pressures can escalate and how strategically important Ceuta remains. Spain and Morocco have spent years strengthening cooperation on border security. Joint patrols, intelligence sharing, and diplomatic agreements have helped reduce unauthorized crossings at various times. However, migration patterns constantly evolve, forcing authorities to adapt. Economic hardship, regional instability, unemployment, conflict, and climate-related challenges continue to motivate many people to leave their home countries. For countless migrants, Europe represents the hope of improved living conditions, employment opportunities, education, and safety. Humanitarian organizations have repeatedly warned that increasingly strict border enforcement can push migrants toward even more dangerous routes. Every year, numerous people lose their lives attempting to cross the Mediterranean Sea or navigate hazardous coastal waters near Ceuta. Spanish rescue teams once again found themselves balancing border enforcement with life-saving operations. International maritime law requires assistance to people in distress at sea, making rescue operations an essential part of the response whenever large numbers attempt dangerous water crossings. The European Union continues working on migration reforms intended to improve border management while creating more consistent asylum procedures among member states. However, disagreements between governments over burden sharing and immigration policy have complicated efforts to develop a unified, long-term solution. For residents of Ceuta, migration surges have become an unfortunate reality. Local businesses, schools, healthcare providers, and emergency services often feel the immediate effects whenever large numbers of migrants arrive unexpectedly. Despite the challenges, volunteers and humanitarian workers frequently play a critical role by distributing supplies, assisting with translation, and helping vulnerable individuals, including children and families. Spanish officials say the immediate priority is restoring order, ensuring public safety, processing arrivals according to Spanish and European law, and continuing cooperation with Moroccan authorities to prevent further dangerous crossings. Morocco has also increased efforts to discourage unauthorized departures, though migration pressure remains significant due to broader regional conditions. Analysts note that migration rarely has a single cause. Instead, it results from a combination of economic inequality, political instability, conflict, environmental pressures, family reunification, and the belief that better opportunities exist elsewhere. The events in Ceuta underscore the complexity of modern migration. Governments must balance national security, international law, humanitarian obligations, and domestic political concerns while responding to rapidly changing situations on the ground. For Europe, the challenge extends beyond one city or one border crossing. Migration affects countries across the continent, requiring cooperation between origin countries, transit nations, and destination states. Whether this latest surge represents an isolated event or the beginning of increased migration pressure remains uncertain. Officials will continue monitoring the situation closely over the coming weeks. What is clear is that Ceuta remains one of the world's most significant migration flashpoints. Every major crossing draws global attention because it highlights broader questions about borders, sovereignty, humanitarian responsibility, and international cooperation. As Spain works to stabilize the situation, the world will be watching how authorities manage both the humanitarian needs of those who arrived and the security concerns raised by one of Europe's busiest migration gateways. The story unfolding in Ceuta is about far more than a border crossing. It reflects the ongoing challenges facing nations as they navigate one of the defining issues of the 21st century: human migration. How governments respond today may influence immigration policy, international relations, and humanitarian efforts for years to come.